Hey Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and I want to welcome you tonight to my stamp room. As you can see, my table's quite messy. I've actually been working on my thank you cards for those of you who ordered from me in August. So hopefully I will get them out this weekend. That's kind of my goal. I'm almost done. I just have a lot of little tying of linen thread who ordered from me in August left to do. So I will get that done. And anyway, I just want to welcome you here tonight. I know it's kind of crazy. This is Labor Day weekend coming up, but I wanted to get one more workshop in, and it just is the only day that was going to work for me. So we're going to do it today, and I might even pop on live tomorrow because, you know, tomorrow's the big day. This is like Christmas Eve. Tomorrow, the holiday catalog goes live. I am going to show some things tonight from the holiday catalog. I can't show you the inside. Those of you who are on my mailing list hopefully got them over the last week or so. So I just want to make sure, great, people are starting to pop up that they can see and hear me, so that's good. Sylvie's here, Denise, Tana, Lana, David, Mary Sue, good. Okay, it looks like Wanda is here on Facebook. I'm not sure if anybody else is out there because it's not posting. My air conditioning just popped on, so I hope it's not too loud. I don't think it is. I think you can still hear me. I don't even know if that makes that big of a sound. So just so you're aware, you can watch me on YouTube, you can watch me on Facebook, you can watch me on my website, and you can comment on any of those places. Now, it takes me a little bit longer to get to my website to check the messages, but if you're on Facebook and YouTube, they should pop up down in the comment section. Those pop up kind of automatically on my screen, and sometimes I miss them depending on how many people are out there chatting, and sometimes I don't. But if I miss your question, please ask it again. There are always generous people out there that will help answer some questions, and I love that. Yeah, see, I'm just checking my website, and it looks like, yeah, people can hear and see me on there too, so that's good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Yep, Lisa's over there. Let me check one more. And Nancy says everything is coming in great. Yes, that's what I want to hear. Okay, so let me check one more time on Facebook. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Lee got the catalog. Jewel, it just popped in on Facebook. Good, yeah, okay. Cindy's here. Oh, good, you can still hear with the air conditioning. That's good because, hi, Amy. I hope you're okay down in Texas. What a mess. So I do have a niece that lives down in Houston, and luckily, her house is fine. Her neighborhood is a mess, but their house did not get flooded. But I can't even begin to imagine how those people are going to have to put their lives together. So say prayers for Houston because they really need it. It's just so scary. It's so scary. Tana, okay, good. So when I think about, you know, they're talking like they got 5 feet of water. I'm used to 5 feet of snow. I would take 5 feet of snow any day over 5 feet of water. That to me is that's just wild. So let's get started. I'm going to pull up my screen so I can share some things with you. I just want to point out a few things. Down here in the corner where this little arrow is, it says auto refresh comments. If you are typing in a comment and it automatically auto refreshes, I don't know when it does it every 90 seconds, but I don't know when it starts. If you have that checked, it's going to automatically refresh. If you have it unchecked, you can go ahead and keep typing, and you won't lose your comment. So there's that, and you can always auto refresh. You can always refresh it over here. And then right here's this little gear for YouTube, and I think it's still there. I will tell you that yesterday I got on YouTube, and of course, YouTube changed. And I know that as somebody that's working in the digital world, you have to be aware of those things happening all the time. But the last time that YouTube did a big change, it threw me for a complete loop, and I couldn't actually do my workshop. So yesterday I was having a hard time figuring it out, but I found what I needed, and I kind of got through, and I think we're going to be fine. It's just they did an upgrade or something. But anyway, this little gear right here, if you are having a hard time, it's lagging or it's dragging, you can click on that gear and lower the number, and you might be better. What happens is it all depends on my upload speed and your download speed and how quickly things get out there. I do have lots of windows open on my computer when I'm doing this, and so that takes up some of my bandwidth, and sometimes I have issues. But you should be able to hear and see me just fine. And there really should not be troubles with it. So, okay, so I'm still getting messages on my website, and I don't want to miss them. Good. Okay, next one. Oh, I did this for Julie. This picture, it's fall. It started, of course, September's coming. I can't believe school is in session. But we have visitors, especially in the fall when the apples are starting to get ripe. And so this was just down the street from our house. This is it's beautiful moose. Probably one of the scariest animals we have here. I am more afraid of moose than I am of anything else. And especially if they are moose that have a calf with them, but they can be very dangerous. But this one is beautiful. It's fun to see them. It never gets old. Never, ever, ever gets old. This gives you an idea of how big it is. It's sitting up against, you can see that big tall fence there. But beautiful moose. Oh, Lana had school start August 1st. That's crazy. Yeah, school started here this week for our kids. It doesn't matter to me because I don't have kids, so I don't have to worry about that part anymore. Cool. Terry, you didn't get a catalog. If you need a catalog, a holiday catalog or the big catalog, send me a message on Facebook, and or my email is diane@DDStamps.com, and I will get one out to you. Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like things are going well. Over on YouTube. Cool. Who loves everything? Tana loves everything in the catalog. Yeah, that's what happens. It's kind of scary. Okay, so tonight I am going to show a couple of actually things from the new catalog, but I did get some questions today, and I have to tell you that I didn't really have time to read the whole question, so I just posted them up, and I'm going to answer them as we go, and hopefully I can switch over to my camera and show you exactly what I'm talking about. But it is this is kind of fun because it kind of adds to the workshop. I can actually get people's questions answered. But I'll always answer your question that's in the chat box. So, okay, how do you attach a very detailed die cuts to the cards? When I use liquid glue of any sort, even matte finish, it seems to show up on the card if I move the die cut even a little bit. Okay, so I like to use the Big Shot adhesive sheets for detailed. And, whoops. Hello. I'm going to switch over to my other camera. I think I have them over there. Here's some of the new product from the catalog I'm going to show tonight. And this is also some of the stuff that is going to be in the next goodie packet that's coming out September 1st. So I'm like digging around my stamp room looking for my adhesive. I don't see it, but that's too bad because I was going to actually just show you what it is. But it's adhesive sheets, and you stick your cardstock to it, and then you run it through, and then you pull off the back, and then your detailed dies are adhered. I will actually show that in one of my upcoming videos. How's that sound? I guess I should read these before I do that. I didn't realize that. Sorry. Okay. Also, when I put the vinyl image onto the clear stamp back, I have a hard time getting the stamp to stick to my acrylic blocks. Any suggestions? Yes, I have a couple. Number one, you have to make sure that your acrylic blocks are clean and that your the sticker part is clean. And what I mean by that is if you say you put lotion on your hands before you stamp, that lotion gets onto your block, and that lotion also gets onto the stamp, and then it doesn't always stick as well. Now, the stickiness of the stamp onto your block really depends on where you are and your humidity level. And I know that sounds kind of goofy, but that is just the case. So what I've done with mine, so when I have the clear stamps that I'm going to put onto a clear block, I just add a little bit of the multi-purpose Tombow liquid glue. So what I'll do is I will just take it's not a lot. It will just be like a little swish maybe onto the sticker part of the stamp once it's put together, and then let it set till it dries. And sometimes I even take my finger and kind of smear it around. Doesn't need a whole lot, just needs a little bit. And once you let it set and dry, then this becomes like a pretty strong sticky note. And you can pull your stamps off and on, and you can use it over and over and over. It's not going to hurt the stamp. It's not going to hurt the clear block. And then I just leave it on there for as long as it's fairly clean. And then once it starts to get kind of, I don't know, sometimes because it's sticky, it gets, you know, dust and dirt in it. You can just wash it off, wipe it off with a baby wipe, or wipe it off with a alcohol-based wipe, and then do it again. So this is the key that I have found that makes my clear stamp stick better. So, hope that answers that question. Next one was, I have an older real red stamp pad and has crystal coating on the top. I put it under running water, and after it dried, I re-inked it. Is there anything else you can think of to bring it back to life? If not, can I use the ink I have on a new pad? Yes, you can use the ink that you have on a new pad. Sometimes our ink pads, anybody's ink pads, it doesn't matter. Again, it's the humidity. Sometimes they will get like a mold spore and that will grow. I know it sounds really gross, but you know, we're dealing with wet ink pads, so sometimes that happens. I've really noticed it with, like, my cherry cobbler pad has a gold sheen to it, just a light gold sheen. I'm going to replace it just because I don't really like the gold sheen, because I think of it as, who knows what it is. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, you can use your reinkers into the new pads. There's a couple of reinkers that years ago they reformulated when we reformulated our pads to the firm foam over the linen that you're not supposed to use. And I will post up a list. There's actually a list on my website. So how do you remove layers of paper on a card that is not straight? I always struggle with this. You know, I do too. And one of the things that I will do is I will take whatever layer I'm putting on and I will put it on there gently until I make sure that's really where I want it. And then I will push it down to make sure it's adhered. If you just put adhesive on the back and then just don't push it all the way down, you'll be able to pull that up and move it and fix it. I noticed with my snail that I don't have a problem pulling it off the cardstock as long as I do it quickly, and then I can move it around. Sometimes some people will use like a ruler or something and then butt it up to it to make sure that you're squared up. But I don't get that carried away. If my cards are a little crooked, I want to make sure that people know that I actually made it. So I think it adds a little character. So I see Julie popped on. Yay! So I'm glad that she got to see the moose pictures. I actually did them for her. I know. And you know, this moose that's in the neighborhood is not like, it's not like the biggest one we've ever had, but it's a good sized moose. Let me tell you a story once. When the kids were little, we were painting during the day. We had paint and stuff, and I put it out. We put it outside on the sidewalk to dry, and it was time for the kids to go to bed. And Hannah, my daughter, remembered, and she was probably 5, and she remembered that she'd left her paintings out on the sidewalk. And so I was trying to make her brave. It was dark. I said, go out there and just grab them and come right back in. And I was really trying to, you know, teach her that it was okay, that she could go without her mother and everything would be fine. And she wouldn't do it, and she wouldn't do it, and she wouldn't do it. And I finally just said, okay, come on, let's go do it. And we got out to the sidewalk in our front yard, and I reached down to pick up the painting, and I heard a grunting sound. And I turned around, and I was face to face with a moose and a calf. And honest to gosh, scariest thing that had happened, I did everything you weren't supposed to do. I screamed, and I ran, and I grabbed her, and we ran together into the house. And you know, when you do that, you're not supposed to turn around and run. You're not supposed to startle them. But at least we made it into the house, and everything was fine. But yeah, that was a year that we had a moose and calf here almost every day. We have 2 apple trees in our yard. This year was not a good year for apples on our trees. Some years were loaded, and if those years are on those years, we have lots of deer and moose in the yard in the evenings. I have noticed at night now we have deer that are bedding down here. We have lots and lots and lots of fawns. I've never seen, I mean, I'm seeing does with 2 and 3 fawns. It's almost incredible everywhere you go in town. And they're frantically eating all the apples and the flowers. And if you don't, we have to spray our flowers with stuff. And if we don't, You know, it's about the time that you forget to spray them that they come and eat them all. It's like a massive salad bar. I have big, huge hanging flowers that I have hanging up on my deck, and they're still good. The weather's still hot here. But as September goes through, when we get to about October, when it depends on when the first snow is, but I will take those big baskets and just put them out in the yard, and they're gone within, 20 minutes. The deer will show up. So lots of comments I'm missing. Julie got to see those. I'm really glad you got to see the moose. Yeah, it also, Lana said, when you're trying to get your layers straight, stand up and look at it from straight down. But you know what? Don't get so caught up in, is it absolutely perfectly straight? Because stamping is not supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be fun. They found a bear in the Heights yesterday. I heard that, and I kind of in shock that they euthanized it so quickly. Up in the Heights is the town that's 60 miles north of us. It's the biggest city in the state. And my brother lives up in the Heights, and I guess it was found like by a school, and they got a little paranoid, which kind of is, to me at this point, like, wow, we get that quite often. But it's not normal for them to be in the towns like that. And usually if they're, if they're not afraid of people and they're getting into garbages, or if people are feeding them, we have some people in town, I guess, that are feeding them. And it makes me mad because a fed bear is a dead bear. But it's been a pretty good year. We haven't had too much trouble with them. We can get undo, glue, remover, uplift, anything that is adhered. Yeah. Good for removing sticky labels on purchases. There you go. When I make a mistake layering, I will use undo. It will make your piece come up with no damage, and it dries really fast so you can restick your layer. Undo, I've never heard of it. I'm going to have to Google that because I don't know what it is. I hope it's not a hard winter for those little animals. Well, yeah. They'll be fine. I'm not kidding. They'll be fine. No, I'm going to be demonstrating, Robert. Sorry, I'm talking so much. Okay. Last question. Thank you so much for your workshops. I've learned a lot and enjoy watching you. My question is, when stamping on vellum, what is the best ink to use? I prefer the archival inks, black or basic gray, but any ink will do. It just takes longer. Sometimes you have to heat set it or emboss it. But the archival inks or the stays on will dry on vellum. Somebody else, Anita asked about the stamping on fabric. I haven't done that for years, but you can get ink pads at your local craft store that will have ink pads to stamp fabric with. It's been a long time since I stamped fabric. I love your top. Oh, thanks. I wish I knew. I think it's Shopko. It just makes me up. I think it really was I just picked it up at Shopko. It's one of my favorite shirts, and I actually had it stuffed in the back and didn't even realize it was back there. So, okay, let's see. I think we're gonna get started. Oh, just so you can't see it because I'm not screen sharing. Hello. Okay, just so you're aware, there is a paper pumpkin special going on now. If you sign up between August 11th and September 10th, which would be the next box, and you use the, I didn't put a code. I think it must be 50% off. Well, we'll look it up. Anyway, you can get 50% off your first paper pumpkin kit. If you have questions, always remember that you can contact me and ask me at Diane at DDStamps. Okay, next box. Boom, holiday catalog. Okay, I am going to pop over to my other camera where I will begin demonstrating, so people will be happy that I'm demonstrating. I hope you can hear me. I try to talk a little louder because the microphone is not right here, but this is some of the products that are new. I'm going to show a ton of samples tonight, and I've got several projects to stamp. But this is the one that I've been playing with this week. It is the Painted Harvest, which is in the holiday catalog. This was the one that caught my eye, the very first thing that I saw, and I was like, oh, gotta have that stamp set. I'm going to show you tonight how to use it. It's really very simple. Interestingly enough, I was like, oh yeah, the leaf punch is okay. But what I found all of a sudden is, I don't know, I think I punched 200 leaves in the last couple days. So I'm using it a lot. And And that's kind of fun. So this is that's the Painted Harvest. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Stampin' Up! Now has these little dimensionals. So look at how cute and little they are. But these I've been using a lot of too, and I just wanted to show those so that you knew that we had those little dimensionals. The burlap ribbon goes great with this product suite. Now this product suite actually is what my goodie packet's going to be if you place an order between now and September 15th. That's $40 or more. So you'll get products from this suite. This isn't everything, but this is just what I had. So these are some embellishments, and they're white on one side and wood on the other. I haven't even opened some of this stuff. This is the paper, and I absolutely fell in love with this paper. As you can see, I only have a few sheets left. So these are 12 by 12, but these are some of the patterns, and then you get the patterns on the back. And then these are my 3 that are my favorite. And the reason that they're bigger than these is because I was trying to save them until I could order another pack. And I can order another pack tomorrow. So I'm going to be happy that I can order more, and then I can use this up. But that's how weird I am. So anyway, so the fun, it's got real basic patterns on the back and bold images on the front. But I love this paper, and I love how it works with that stamp set. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show the stamp set. And I know what I want to show first. I'm going to show you the mail I got this week. So I got this card from my friend Rhea. Rhea and some other fellow demonstrators and customers are coming next weekend for a retreat here in Red Lodge, and she sent me this card with her registration, and it's so pretty I had to show it to you. It's a beautiful card. Anyway, and then I got this card from Suzanne, which is lovely. She's a Canadian demonstrator, and she watches my YouTube videos. And she knows that my family and I have been going through some hard times, and she sent me this card, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. She's used the embossing paste on the back and sponged it. Anyway, it's beautiful, and I thank you for that, Suzanne. It's always a pleasure when I go to the post office and there's fun mail for me instead of always just bills. So I'm just going to quickly show you this sunflower stamp. It could be a sunflower. It could be a Lazy Susan. It could be, is that what they're called? Lazy Susan? With the big blacks? Anyway. But I'm going to show you how I do it. Everybody has a different technique, but I'm going to start, I actually start with the middle of my flower, and I stamp the middle of my flower. Oh, I better get that's going to be okay, but because there is a padding underneath. But I prefer, when I'm using my photopolymer stamps, I like to use a paper piercing mat underneath. It's just a piece of hard foam. You could use a mouse pad for your computer, but I just use that. And I'm going to take some crushed curry. Once I've done the middle, I'm going to go ahead with crushed curry, and this is the bolder of the two stamps. It's not very detailed, it's just bold. And there really is no wrong way, but I've really found that if I put the first one down, it's easy to line up the next step. And you'll see that it's very uneven. It's not a perfect, it's not perfect. It's got some spots in it. It's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to look like watercolor. And then you come in with your second stamp, and this is the stamp that brings in the detail. And I'm just inking them both up. This was crushed curry. I used early espresso on the middle part. And then this, you can see again, I'm just kind of lining that up. And you don't have to, but what I found, if I kind of keep it lined up with that middle, that's how you end up with your image, and then it starts to get the detail. You can see that better. That makes sense? I'm going to do another one. I'm going to clean this one. And cleaner. I'm just using a Stampin' scrub and some cleaner, and I will tell you, I actually am just using the scrub part. I took them out to clean them and put them back together. So I'm just going to clean these off. I'm going to change the ink. And this time I'm going to use 2 different colors of ink and the early espresso. So we're going to, I haven't done this yet, so we'll see how it looks. I bet it looks awesome. I'll do a really dark inside. And then ink pirouette with the bolder of the 2 stamps. Make sure that's good and neat. I haven't checked my ink pads for a while. This time of year, I really need to check them because it's so dry here in Montana that my inks dry quickly. You can barely see it. Can you see it? Very light. So this piece is going to really be bold, I think. See that flower? You can just barely see that pink. So I'm going to flip this over. Come in with my middle, stamp it. Come in with my bold. This time I'm going to do it all in Melon Mambo. I saw a card yesterday done with blues, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Pretty. It sure is pretty. Anyway, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's supposed to look like watercolor. And as we all know, watercolor is not perfect. So there's some of those. And like I said, this is going to be my packet. So you'll get a tutorial with a packet of supplies to do it. This is actually the tutorial. This is a cool card. I'll show you how to do that background. So those are the cards. You'll get the tutorial to make all these cards with all the measurements, a new technique, and the products to make them, plus some extra products if you place an order. Okay, that was my first stamping. Okay, I want to show a couple of products from the holiday catalog that I like. And I just found out that the holiday catalog, you can start ordering it at 3 o'clock this morning, or tomorrow morning. So from midnight to 3, the website will be down because they're going to switch it over. But these are some of the Halloween stamps. And we have a matching cat, which we haven't even opened. We have black rhinestones. And I love these little test tubes. I'm going to fill these with candy and pass them out because they're kind of cute. They're plastic, so nobody's going to get hurt with them. But you can add some candies and some fun stuff with that. This set here, I just kind of fell in love with this coffee cup set, and I love all the different stuff you can do with it. It's got, I mean, this could take you through the year because it's got Halloween, New Year's, winter, fall, Valentine's. It's a great set, and they have some great words in it. So that was one of my faves. This here was one of my real faves. This is actually, it's a box. It's a cellophane box that will hold 5 cards and 5 envelopes that you can do gifts with, but you can also fill it with big cookies or whatnot. So that was one of my favorites. And then I've got some of the Christmas stuff, the quilt filter frames. Let's see, I haven't even played with any of this stuff. Christmas quilt stamp set. I'm not a quilter, but I think I could do it with paper. Fun designer paper, some coordinating ribbon, and then these great felt embellishments, which really are all stitched and cute. Cool. As you know, I do 2 different tutorials now a month. I have one in September from 1st to the 15th, and then I have one from the 16th to the end of the month. And so the beginning of the month is the painted harvest, and the second half of the month is the spooky Halloween. Okay, I guess I'll do another. Let's do another card. This is a super easy card. This was a card that I did. Oops, here, I gotta get myself a lot. This is a card that I did this month at a workshop I did at somebody's home. So I still do that once in a while. Go in and do those home workshops. So you'll notice on this stamp, this is one of those clear mount stamps. I didn't even put the sticker on this one because I just opened it up and started playing with it right away. So sometimes I don't even put the sticker on. I'm going to use my cherry cobbler, and I told you it has a gold sheen. Maybe you can see it. See it right there? On the edges of that, that's got that little gold sheen. Like I said, I'm not really sure what that is. And I probably will have it replaced. I'm also using the Be Merry Christmas paper. It's a whole pack. I didn't pull it out, but I'm going to use the mittens on this side. And I cut my cardstock. Of course, this was a big piece of cardstock. It was 8.5 by 11. Cut it 5.5, scored it 4 1/4. Folded. And then I'm going to take my adhesive. And my designer series paper is 4 by 5 1/4. And when I line that up, I'm going to show you how I can pull that up. Okay, so let's say I line that up and it's not quite how I want it. I haven't pushed it down, so I'm just going to pull it up. even if I pushed it down quite a bit, I can still pull it up with that snail adhesive. And I don't know if that works for everybody. Once I got it where I want it, then I push it down and it's there to stay. It's stuck. Unless you use that, whatever the undo is that people are talking about. So this is a super simple card. I've got a Whisper White and then another Cranberry Crisp layer, and I'm just going to say, it's going to say Deck the Halls. I'm not even going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to stamp this right onto that Whisper White, and you've got that great image. And then I'm going to put this one on first because this still seems a little damp. So I'm going to layer this on my card, and then layer this on top of that. And I'm going to bring in some of this great stitched cherry cobbler ribbon. It has the stitching, the straight stitching on one side and the cross stitch on the other. And I'm just going to snip a piece. And this is one of those cards that if you're doing Christmas cards and you have tons to do, this is a super simple card because you can just, what I do is I'll chop up my designer series paper and do that 4 by 5 1/4, chop up all my card bases, and then cut these pieces and go to town. You can do a ton of stuff in a very short amount of time. How many glue dots here? I just tied this ribbon off in a knot and find a glue dot. I like to stick my ribbons onto my glue dots and then pull them up because then they're stuck on there. And I should flip this around because I really like that cross stitch side. So flip that knot there. And then I can just come in and trim it. Now the next thing that I could do with this, because I always have to kick it up a notch, is I'm going to take my Wink Estella and get that going. And then just go in and do some Wink Estella on a few of the mittens. Or if you're really into it, you can do them all. And all that's going to do is just going to add some glitter to your card. I don't know if you can see it, but it makes them sparkle. And it's just kind of fun to add just a little bit of sparkle to your cards with Wink Estella. I get carried away because I really love Wink Estella, and I love how it makes the mittens glitter. So there's my first card. I am going to send one out to one person on every site. So one person on YouTube, one person on my website, and one person on Facebook. If you can tell me what color ink that I used with this card. And I'm going to keep watching because I have to come back over here now and check check for answers and check for questions. So that's what I'll be doing while I wait for your answer. What were the name of the two pinks? The two pinks that I used were Melon Mambo and Pink Pirouette Terry. Darla says, I wasn't the least bit interested in that sunflower stamp set when I looked at it in the book, but now that if I've seen someone actually use it, I know I'm going to order it. Yeah, it's awesome. Cindy asked, what was the tutorial for the second half of the month? It's going to be the Spooky Nights Halloween. It's going to be Halloween projects for the second half of September. So it will be all Halloween, right? Okay. Beautiful flower. Wish I could have come to the retreat. Yeah, I wish everybody could come to the retreat. It's a beautiful place. It really is a beautiful place. So love the Halloween set. Love the cat punch. Love the cranberry crisp. That's an oldie. Did I say cranberry crisp? Yeah, it was cherry cobbler. Lisa Ellie, you won the card on YouTube. So send me your address at Diane@DDStamps.com, and I will send out one of these Deck the Hall cards to you. In fact, I am going to write that down. I had a piece of paper here. Oh, there it is. Okay. I have to keep notes, otherwise I'll forget. Lisa Ellie gets a card. On Facebook, you have to find it. It's Terry Jones Boat. So send me your address at Diane@DDStamps.com and I will send you one of those cards. Oh, and then my website. Sorry. You'll come on board here. Okay. So if you guys send me your email, Diane@DDStamps.com, I will make sure that you get the card. Oh, I got a whole bunch of things I have to look here. Okay. What is the embossing paste? We'll be using it some night. You know, I just did a whole online class on embossing paste, and it is on my YouTube channel, on YouTube at DDStamps. You should be able to find it there. Oops. Sorry about this. So yeah, I just did a whole thing on embossing paste. It's really fun because you can dye it, you can color it, you can ink over the top of it. There's a lot you can do, and in that class I do several different techniques. If you look on my YouTube channel, on YouTube, it's DDStamps. You will find a whole list of different online classes that I've done, and I think I tagged it as embossing paste. So there. Oh, somebody's talking again about the undo. Thank you. I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, Carrie says if you haven't pushed your card down too hard, you should be able to pull it up like I showed. Okay, so it looks to me like whoever's email address is Roff Gav, ROFFDGAV, you are the winner of the card on my website. So go ahead and send me your address in an email. Let me write that down. Okay. Now I hope I haven't missed a bunch of questions. Kathleen says she's really late, but that's okay because you know what? Even though you're late, you can always catch up and watch what you missed after it's over because they're all taped. Lynn is planning on ordering the stamp set in the morning and using the lemon lime twist in black. Ooh, that could be awesome. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go back over. Sorry, sometimes it takes me a minute to remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm gonna show a couple more things from the card samples, and then I have another card to stamp. Using the same stamps as this, only I'm gonna do it in a different color. But let me show a couple of things from the new catalog. So this was one of the cards that we did when I was with Stampin' Up! In Thailand. And look at that foil paper. It's gorgeous with these foil snowflakes. This is a silver one. They also come in gold. And this is the copper paper. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Again, using that painted petals stamp set. Really fast, easy cards. These are just 3x4 pieces of cards, or of the paper, designer paper cut up, a little banner, and then we used vellum just to punch out the leaves. But really a simple card. I do like simple. So this kind of is similar to what my thank you is this month. I don't know if I actually pulled one out, but those of you who ordered will get to see it. These are some of the cards that came out of my Foil Frenzy tutorial that goes till the end of September. Look at that foil paper. Isn't that pretty? And then just using the die cuts. Oh, that one got mixed in there. So pretty. I love the colors. Simple, 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 but fun, easy cards. In fact, I have a wedding to go to, or a wedding shower, so that will be beautiful. That'll be a good one to go. So those are just some fun cards. Here's some cards here's another Deck the Halls card with that same designer paper, the mittens, and that same cherry cobbler. Just a different look. Here we go with the Deck the Halls. This was one of my tutorials last month, but you can just see some of those products from that Carols of Christmas bundle. I love this card. Similar to one that's in the catalog. I kind of used that for my inspiration. And then this one here where I cut that frame from the framelits, and I actually cut out that piece. There's a piece of paper that goes through there, but I trimmed that out. And then I've got another one, but I didn't think I would like this paper, the green, the old olive with the black and the white, and I actually fell in love with it. It's fabulous, and I love this glitter ribbon, lots of fun stuff. Here's a couple tags that we made with that same set. Oh, only two because I lost one, so, but 2 tags. There should be a third, but I don't know what happened to it. Hopefully the dog, oh, here it is. It fell on the floor, so there's the 3rd tag. Really super simple. So there's just the designer series paper and then just decorate it. And then here's a shaker card that I made, and I do believe I did this at the last online workshop I did. I didn't do very good though because I've noticed lots of glitter around my stamp room. So that tells me that it's got a break in it somewhere. Coffee card. This was one of my newsletter cards that I sent out. I think I sent it out. I hope I did. Anyway, fun, easy card. So let me pull in another card. This time we're going to use the same stamp set. The Deck the Halls, Carols of Christmas, with all these stamps in here. I'm just going to show a really quick sample. So on this one, I cut my cardstock differently. This time I cut it at 4 1/4 the long way, and I scored it at 5 1/2, and then fold it in half. That gives me my card base. And then I took my piece of cardstock that was 4 by 5 1/4, and I cut off a couple inches, and I'm going to just add this to my card base. I like to do this technique because then you get to use both sides of the paper. I'll line that up at the top, and then this one, I'm just going to line up at the bottom so they match up. Just gives you a card base. Really, that's it. This is a really, really easy, fast, and simple card. Now for this, I'm going to go ahead and cut a circle out. In fact, let me grab my Big Shot. Pull in my Big Shot. I got so much stuff here on my counter that I hope I'm not. No. You guys know how to do a Big Shot, I hope. So I got my platform, I got my clear plates, I've got my paper, I've got my circle, hopefully the right circle, and then my clear plate on top, and I'm going to run this through. And then for this card, once I've got that to go through, this is the piece I want, so I can put that away. And then I'm going to take a piece of Garden Green, which I forgot to grab. Let me grab some, see if I have a scrap around here somewhere. Sorry. Here, I'll use this piece. You can see I used it a lot. So these are the dies for this particular stamp set. And so you get all these little corners, and you get trees. I'm going to do some trees. This tree. This is the frame. So this goes around the card piece. So this is your card. You run it through your Big Shot like here, and then flip it around and run it through again like here, and then you'll have the total frame. Does that make sense? Probably not, but if you want me to show you, I will. Here is the tree. So I'm just going to lay those on there. Lay those on there. Plastic piece over the top. I'm going to run these trees through. Like I said, these were just projects they wanted, easy, Christmas, nice projects. So easy cards that look good and that they could make lots of. So once I do that, pull my trees out. Here's my Big Shot. Now I've got my trees, and my base of my card, and my circle. I'm going to actually come in with the piece on Earth this time. Pull that off. That piece on Earth. The Garden Green. I've been using this a lot because I find myself with the Stampin' Up! Colors using the colors for the season. Does that make sense? So like right now, we're in summer, I was using lots of brights, and now we're going into the fall, so I find myself using lots of regals. It's just what it is. Okay, so once I've got that done, I'm going to take my trees, and again with the Wink of Stella, and glitter them. This one's kind of starting to, it's running out. I'm going to have to get more Wink of Stella. I use it a lot because it adds so much to something, and it's easy. I'll see if I can put these up closer to the camera so you can actually see them. Okay, not so great, but okay, once you've done that, then I'm going to take my ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and use this great garden green ribbon. And my little technique that I use for tying bows. So if I'm going to tie a bow, I do 4 lengths. If I'm going to tie a knot, I do 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That will give you enough to tie a bow. If you want to just do a ribbon or a knot, do 3 lengths. And you get a good knot. Just a little tip there. Oh my gosh. Let's try this again. I can tie knots like nobody's business until I'm on video. Always have to do a little adjusting. I am. Nice thing about these knots or these bows and where they are is you can slide it exactly where you want it. I want this to go all the way over to the edge. Then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella trees, and they're dry. That Wink of Stella dries really quickly. I'm going to actually lay these flat. So I'm putting my trees right behind that. I'm going to add this with dimensionals. Now that I showed you those with dimensionals, I don't know what I did with them. That's funny. Let me grab a sheet. I don't know what I did with them, but I'll just use these bigger ones. This doesn't really have to be little. I'm going to add these, and you notice I didn't put them right smack in the middle because I'm going to kind of off-center this. So I'm going to take my piece on Earth, and I'm just going to place it on my card. I want to make sure that my letters on there get on my card, and then I'm going to flip it over and trim that off. Just make sure you don't cut your ribbon. And then take your second tree and a little snail, and I'm going to add that to the top. It's like a much bigger tree. And then we've got really quick, fast, and easy. And then also, once I've done that, I'll do a little trimming up of my ribbon. I should be using my ribbon scissors. These are my scissors with gunk all over, but it's silver. So, quick, super easy card. I love that one. I'm just looking to see if I showed everything. I think I did. So on this card, like I said, it's pretty simple, and any color would look good. Can't go wrong. Let me come back online. Okay, now I know that I missed questions because I can see that. Cranberry Crisp was a color from years ago. I can't believe I said that. I think I'm the one that said Cranberry Crisp, but it was really Cherry Cobbler. So sorry about that. Earlier you showed a clear box that can be put together. What have you used it for? I have used it for, you could put 5 cards with 5 envelopes. So like if you're going to do gift cards for people, makes a great birthday present. Just tuck 5 cards in there that you've handmade and give them to them, and then it's clear so the cards show through. You can also use it to stuff it with candy. People have been putting big cookies in them. So a nice gift package too. Anna can't talk to me on her iPad. I think that's probably very true. That's too bad because they can't comment. What did you put on top of the tree? I couldn't hear what you called it. Oh, it's Wink of Stella. Sorry, Amy. Yeah, I like the glittery Wink of Stella. That's what that was. Okay. Thank you. Good. David. Looks like David added, I don't know, must have answered some of these questions. I think. Okay, cool. let me pull up my screen here. Got a couple things to share. If you didn't get a catalog, let me know. So, like I told you, if you place an order between now and September 15th, I will send you the tutorial to make those 5 cards that I showed. And then if it's over $40, you'll get a packet of goodies. These are some of the products in that suite. Sometimes I add extra ribbons or extra cardstock, just depending on what kind of orders we get. And what I do is everybody places an order, uses that Hostess code, and then I split them up amongst everybody. This is the Hostess code. So make sure that you're using this code if your order's over 40. If your order's over 150, do not use the code. Just go ahead and place your order and take those Stampin' rewards for yourself. Oh, that's a good idea. Somebody just posted up on my website that if you have trouble getting a card off, use dental floss, and you can kind of saw it off. That's a great one. I've done that before. I'm just looking for questions. I'm getting lots of cherry cobbler answers. Sorry, this takes the longest. Good. Okay, so if you want to win a card, I'm going to send one to each, the Facebook, the website, and the YouTube. Tell me what color green I used to stamp that last card, and the first person to do it on all 3 sites will be the lucky winner of a card. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out. So those of you, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to talk about my frequent stamper rewards. For those of you who don't know, I do a program with people. If you place an order that's at least $50, once you place an order, you earn a free coin. I just call it a coin because it's easy to remember. You keep track of it. Once you've earned 10 coins, you get a free stamp set of your choice. So all I do is just, this form is on my website, and you just keep track of when the order was placed, the order number, and how much it was. And it's not the shipping and tax, it's just the product order. If the product order is $50 and you get 10 coins, then you get a free stamp set. So that's fun. Okay, Lana Bennett won on YouTube. So Lana, send me your address to excuse me, Diane at DDStamps.com, and I will send me your address and I'll get that card out in the mail to you. And it looks like Sherry Ludwig on Facebook, you won one of those cards. Sending out a lot tonight. That's awesome. I love to send out fun stuff. Okay, for those of you who are out there on Facebook or YouTube or my website, there should be a link down below or an orange button on Facebook that says door prize, or click here for door prize. Click on that, fill out the door prize, and I'm giving away a stamp set tonight of your choice, choices that I have. And Donna, okay, this is the winner on my website. Donna Sicafus, S-I-C-A-F-U-S-E. Send me your address. I'll get you out a card. Anyway, what happens is everybody that fills out a door prize drawing, it all goes into a Google spreadsheet, and then I write down a number beforehand. The door prize should look like this. I don't think anything's changed on my door prize slip. So it will, everybody's names go into the Google form, and then whoever lands on the number, tonight I picked the number 27. I just write a number down before we get started. I've got 3 options for that person to pick from. I have Moroccan Nights stamp set, Flower Shop stamp set, or Something to Say stamp set. And I'll show these again when we find the winner, and that person can decide what they want. Couple more things I wanted to show you. Just so you know, this is the Stampin' Up! Website, the store. There's clearance clearance rack items have been added, and there's some pretty darn good prices in there. So check those out. If you decide to order, let me get into my account here. Oh, no. Well, so much for that idea. I don't know how to get in. Anyway, there's a place, a little box in the shopping cart to put the Hostess code. If you have questions, let me know. I don't know what my password is into my account. I don't usually do it on Safari, but to use YouTube anymore, I have to use Safari. So there's that. Let me see. I'll run through and make sure I got everything. Yeah, cool. Okay, so the winner of the door prize, takes a while to populate in, is, there isn't even a name in there. Isn't that interesting? Line 27 is actually blank, which is totally bizarre. So I'm going to go ahead and write down another number. I can't really see what everybody posted. So I'm going to pick number 58. 58 is the winner. Hopefully it's not, isn't that funny that it was blank? It's so bizarre. Darla Welch. Darla, you won the stamp set of your choice. You just need to let me know which one it is you want. This one is Something to Say. This one is Flower Shop. And then this one is Moroccan Nights. This is retired. I think two of these are both retired. This is still in the catalog. So just let me know which one you want in an email with your address would be great, Darla. That'd be awesome. Whew. Other than that, did I miss anything tonight? Did I miss any questions? I'm going to start wrapping it up. So somebody asked earlier about the wood look cover you have on your table. What is it? Oh, yeah. You know what it is? It is, it's like a big piece of bulletin board paper that teachers use, and it just looks like wood. So I have it wrapped like around a cutting board. So I have a nice firm stamping place. I have it on my counter, but I just did that. So it's just like like bulletin board paper. Hello. I'm going to make a quick run around and see if I missed two. Oh, good. Guy likes the tip on the ribbon and the knot. So 4 for a ribbon, for a bow, 3 for a knot. What did you put out? The Wink Estella. Okay, now if you have asked a question and I haven't answered it, I'm trying to find them all. And now would be the time to put it up there. Did you say you put Tombow on the acrylic block? No, I put Tombow on the, like, if I'm going to use it on a clear stamp or clear mounts and it has a sticker on it and it's having trouble sticking. So our clear mount stamps, like these, and then you put the sticker on. If you're having trouble, then I just add just a tiny bit of the Tombow mono on there and let it dry. And then it's like a really strong Post-it note, but it still comes off, which is great. I'm just looking for more questions because I don't want to miss anybody's. But if I did miss your question, don't ever hesitate. Just send me an email. I'll figure out what, you know, and I can get back to you and answer it. I hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. Luckily, we had a couple funerals that we've had to go to, as I told you before. It was kind of a tough time, but we went to a wedding last weekend. We have another wedding this weekend, and then I have retreat. So life is good. I love to go to the weddings. These young kids get married. They're so sweet and innocent. Beautiful though. It was really fun. Actually, the wedding last weekend was my girl that my son went to school with, and it was really fun to see his friends. They all got together. It was like a class reunion. I felt like I walked back into 2nd grade, only with a bunch of grown-ups that still looked like little kids to me, because, you know, their teachers, some of their teachers were there. It was just really, it was really odd, but it was really great to see them. And then this weekend, it's my best friend's daughter's wedding, and it's here in town. It's down the road, and they're kind of really outdoorsy, fun people, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. And it's a lot more fun than a funeral. So anyway, if you don't have any more questions, I hope I got all the information out there. If I missed anything, give me a call or email me. Thanks. Have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.